Usually, we present what happens after the claims in comparison to those who spoke before me who are planning ahead of the claims. But this time, I would like to show you a few videos throughout my presentation, which were actually taken by the policyholders themselves, thanks to very common technology. Who doesn't have a device like this, which will actually give us an idea of what actually happens during the claim. Now, where should I go? Like this, okay. So I will start by showing you what I called, within brackets of course, a gentle breeze, which hit 4 years ago a relatively limited industrial area close to Milan, so a city which is normally not so exposed to natural catastrophes, and this is to a certain extent a limited, I would say a small case, a natural catastrophe. Nevertheless, it affected a relatively crowded industrial area, hitting through it and affecting hundreds of industrial facilities within the yellow spark area shown there. Now let's see how I can. Great.
Cazzo, lo porto in giro? Se non è una roba di cazzolino, mi gioco il pezzo di Rio. Ma cazzolino con il pezzo di Rio, dove discarica, perché sta facendo dove discarica. Guarda qua, figo, guarda dietro, figo sul giro qua, ragazzi. Vedo tanto lo lascio, minchia, però andiamo giù. Giù c'è. Puttana troia. Dico, allora guarda lì. Occhio dentro, devono occhio dentro.
Guarda lì! Guarda là, studente! Mamma mia, che danni!
Okay. I hope none of you could understand Italian because some of the words were not really polite. But you can understand the mood of these people who felt really at risk. Of course, technology is a tool, and sometimes it even provides a matter for other kind of threats. We have all gone through the recent experience of WannaCry that perhaps in the next future can be the subject of an interesting meeting of yours. It's a tool towards the solution of the problem of the claim settlement process. But of course you also need the human resources, the trained staff on the ground to handle and use the information which is acquired through technology. Now I will show to you, if I manage, okay, what was recorded the day after by the same people, before we came on site.
Fatto male qualcuno? No, nessuno.
Bene. Okay, so you have seen a picture, of course, taken with very common tools, with no specific skills. So it's good to give you a general idea of what happened just in that factory. We will see now pictures of on a wider scale, but of course this is of limited use or purpose to the goal of actually getting the needed information to recover the losses and to settle the claim. So technologies, of course, or this kind of technology is certainly very useful. By the way, nowadays you can find some of these videos, even now actually, on the internet, and very often, even before you receive the filing of the claim, or we are appointed by the insurers, you receive or you can receive or download these files from the video, from the internet. So the technology is changing the approach very much. Nevertheless, it's not enough to have these devices. Just to give you an idea, you have a look here. Let me see if I can even show you. Well, the area I spotted, I don't know if it is clearly, it can be understood at a distance, shows a concrete panel which was actually removed, lifted and displaced by the wind. So just to give you the idea of the energy which was involved. And this kind of situation is fairly common in events like these. Then of course you need to have the right people on the ground who can make the service, interpret the data, and provide the right instructions and the right path to repair works and to the financial settlement of the claim. Basically, what I would like to say is that to settle a claim, you need information. Information which is not only coming from the videos, of course, is also coming from the engineering, what happened inside, so you understand how disrupted the overall machinery and process was. And of course, there is an English sentence which says, time is money, and no one understands it better than those who are involved in time element coverages, business interruption coverages. So the sooner you gather all the relevant information to settle a loss, the sooner you are able to settle the claim, you save the money, and of course the sooner you allow a company to resume its own operations, the more we all save money. As I said, people still need to be deployed quickly on the ground, and they need to know what to do and whom to involve to speed up repair operations. What we have shown here was only the, let me say, common technology which is available everywhere. Then there is more specific technology which we already use since a few years. For example, we use different kinds of drones to map the areas inside the buildings or larger areas affected by earthquakes or by floods. I'm not showing any of these videos but in particular those inside the buildings, they of course include confidential information which we are not allowed to disclose. But they are certainly of important use to us, and they to some extent also allow to have nowadays a sort of remote or double-tier process. That means you may have a team on the ground which makes the reconnaissance, makes the surveys and acquires the relevant information, provides it to a team of, let me say, back office certified engineers or senior technical staff who can process the information and provide the guidance to drive. And of course, a tailor-made loss mitigation project needs to be implemented thanks to the set of information about which I'm talking on a case-by-case situation. If you have a civil building, it will be a certain pattern. If you have an industrial facility, it will be a different one. Of course, the whole goal is about allowing the insured facilities, whether they are industrial or dwellings, to resume their operations as soon as possible and minimize the BI losses, and of course, if possible, also the property damages. Recover the key facilities and equipment, and the sooner you start the process, you know that the better is the outcome and lower are the damages. There's a lot which can be made by, for example, avoiding exposure to rain or to the weather atmosphere. The machinery which is not supposed to be exposed. Of course, when you are without any cover, without any roof, if you don't have a mitigation plan, the damages will increase. And in the end, I heard before that there is a lack of trust between the general population and the insurance market. It's not only in Romania, for sure it's in Romania and in Italy, but I presume that it happens also in other countries too. The sooner, the better. We save the jobs, we build trust, and we save money. Thank you very much.